All right. Thank you, Saurabh sir, once again for giving me this opportunity. And how are you, students? How have you been? Because last time when I took the class, if you remember, I took it on one word substitution, vocabulary. So there is a very popular exam in India, which is CAT, and that verbal, it includes verbal ability and all the things, for instance, items, grammatical items, analogy, then phrases, idioms, everything that encompasses English. So it has to be your first nature, not second nature. English has ingrained in your bloodstream, and that is what we have to vouch for. So, how will we exercise such a control over English language, or rather say, how will we be able to develop verbal ability? And why we have to do that, you know very well. You're vying for scholarship, and it's a no, if not a hard nut to crack, but we will have to take few. So, keeping that in, I welcome you to yet a session, and today I have got idioms and phrases for you. So, phrases, group of words that make sense, not complete sense, and idioms are like proverbs which are useful, which have some meaning here. And in India, it's a time for Diwali. Is just like Christmas. Their whole area is lit up. You can see, and I can show you if I could show you. And there are sweets. Jalebi is very popular, all the sweets. So I also, to the Indian friends, I would like to say, happy Diwali. I have got idioms and phrases for you. So the first one is doing the rounds. Now, what do you mean by doing the rounds? Does it stand for thing or a person or for both? Doing the rounds is to make waves. It is a rumor which is widespread. Rumor which is widespread. And you know, if negative thing is there, it floats. Negative news floats like anything, because rumor is nothing but gossip. And grapevine, which is another term in communication, this is related to gossip only. What is rumor? Suppose you know that very well. Let's take an example of going the rounds. Suppose there is a news of a CEO who has resigned from his job. So, do you think it will not float like anything? Yes, it will be. It is something sensational. So, rumor, first and foremost meaning is doing rounds means rumor. And then uh, anything which is, say, the person got the job also. Again, this will also float because of fraud. So, what is the meaning or intent of doing the rounds? To be passed from one person to another and widely, to become widely known. And it is British, chiefly British. So it's a piece of news, even a joke. So a lot of people hear it and will tell others. This is what going the rounds means. One more purport or meaning we can decipher from it. And what is that? Another, if this is a phrase, do you think it will be used in this sense only? Yes. A main use is this, but there is another use, and that is to reach people. So it has positive connotation. Word can be used in positive, negative, both connotation, meaning. So sentences, when you make sentences, the meaning out comes out clearly. So one is making the rounds because of gossip, it's a rumor. Another is you want to reach people. Let's say there are a bunch of the students who are looking for collecting donation from their alumni group. So for that, they have to reach, or they are making rounds. They are meeting alumni, that group, their seniors. So that will also be another meaning for that, to reach out. So here we can use it in the sentence like, we are doing the rounds and calling all of our alumni for donations. And as I told you, it is Diwali time. And when in Christmas, what happens? You just do shopping, you go just, malls are there, but literally you don't leave any stone unturned. You do the shopping, the best of things you buy. But for that, you have to search. Especially Thanksgiving is there, and there you have to search. So you have to make rounds. That means you don't just get the best bet in the first market, but yes, say shop, you get it another. So what you are doing, you're making rounds. So once again, let us see the sentences, some more sentences out of this. A recipe, yes, nowadays MasterChef Australia, MasterChef Canada. So many cookery shows are there, isn't it? Travel and living, most of the times you see best cakes and all. So if it's a recipe which has become very famous, like Indians are very fond of sweets and all, and that is, if some kind of some recipe gets famous, that is also, we, for that also we can use doing the rounds. So we can use it this way. This is a recipe that has been doing rounds for a number of years, like dosa and all, Indian, and there are other pizza and all, pizza. These are so popular. So the cuisine, it's international now. So anything which is nice, like mouth publicity works, and so for this also you can use. So what are the uses? Let's say, see once more. It can be used for in context of the rumor, which is widespread. For instance, the bad news about somebody's resignation, or maybe that person has been chucked out of the job. So this, for this we can use the idiom, this news is doing the rounds. We can also say, if somebody is fired, we have already seen, then another suggestion would be in context of something which is very popular. Another aspect would be when you are going from one, hunting from one place to another. Suppose somebody is missing. So what you'll do, you literally, you, maybe that person will arrive late. So, but for that moment, you will see all the places where you can find that person. So that is doing the rounds. So this is chiefly British and used for three things. Rumor, and rumor is something which gets exaggerated. So the original is not there. Too much is made up of it. A mountain is made up of mole. So that is the thing. Exaggeration. Hyperbole, we say. Exaggeration. The virus seems to be doing rounds. The coronavirus, corona pandemic. In the pandemic situation, everyone, no one was untouched. So coronavirus has also been making rounds, and God forbid, it should not come again. So these are all contextual sentences. Next, another idiom, a top favorite, and a favorite of mine too. Between the cup and the lip. Between the cup and the lip. So there are many slips between the cup and the lip. That means till the point you achieve your purpose, you achieve the target, you can't say that I have achieved it, because there are many a slip between the cup and the lip. And how this word originates, sorry. In the previous session, I told you every word has a story of its own. Most of the words, etymology, word origin, come where it came. It has what is the origin. So there's a story behind it between the cup and the lip. But over here, you'll be able to make out many times what happens. We plan and that fizzle out. That story is there, but mostly it's our experiences which count. For instance, we thought we were very sure of promotion. Now, students, you will have your income, and maybe many of you are doing some job also simultaneously, but maybe you're preparing for competition. That's the main thing you're doing. But there, you missed your promotion. You were cocksure you'll be promoted this time. So there are many a slip between the cup and the lip. Till that target is achieved, you cannot say that you have achieved it. So between and the lip is does not reach its culmination. So here, achievement, everything seems to be going smoothly, but there are many a slips betwixt. That is Old English, antiquated English, which means between the cup and the lip. So that's why people keep fingers crossed. Everything should go because, well, because destiny has another plan for you. And even if suppose what if and sorry if and suppose cannot be used together. If you sip, if you want to sip a cup of coffee, you cannot sip it till it is you get the chance of doing it. Maybe there is some news which comes. Then what will you do? Will you be able to drink, sip that coffee? It's not. So there are even, it's a small thing. So here, between cup and the lip, now the story, where it originated from. There was a rich person, and he, in his, wanted to drink wine. But the slave prophesied, means he he told the king or superior, his master, you won't be able to drink it. And you won't believe, there was a boar, there was an animal, and that animal, there was a fight. He suddenly found that there was a boar in the house, in his whatever house it was. And he, another minute, he was no more. Another story is of Homer. This is of Greek mythology and Greek, literature was very advanced in Greece. And why literature here? Because the story has it that he also, an arrow struck him before he was drinking wine. The same case. So all the idioms, they have some kind of, they are very relatable, they are very useful. So there is a deeper meaning. So between the cup and the lip, even someone is pretty confident. I told you about award, told you about some promotion. You are expecting a very pleasant news. You wish to reach a point. You wish to reach airport in time. But in between, there are some problems. You're not able to make it. And when this Twin Tower episode took place, that in America, it was a blessing in disguise for some people who were not able to take that flight. and that was a boon. So between a cup and a, so this is also, but every time it is not, it is has a negative connotation, meaning. And this building will be completed in November, but who knows? If all goes well, this building we will be able to complete in November. Think about the pandemic. That time, before that, the second wave, nobody knew. It had hit badly, but in the second time, it was so bad in India, especially in other places also, everywhere. So you planned, now I'll again start my business. I'll be going to school. Schools were shut down, colleges were shut. Now, because again, man proposes, God disposes. So there are many slips between a cup and the lip. Another, she aims to get to the top of the company, but who knows if there's some another contender who comes, then. So such a, there are many there, till the point that target is achieved, you'll not be able to do anything. Next, damp squib or damp squib, SQUIB. Damp squib is, you thought that a particular venture or event will be well received, but it was on the contrary. It was not well received, but on the contrary, it did not deliver the goods. You desired, you, that it should be a great event. People should will talk about it, but it didn't happen. And it is tells about the situation which was less impressive than thought about. They promised us fireworks, but have produced a damn square. Now, APJ Abdul Kalam was a missile man from India, the late president. When he first uh, planned for that missile, it was not a success. That time, the news, nobody spoke negative about APJ Abdul Kalam. He's such an inspiration. But it was a fiasco at that time. It was a damn squib. So a damn squib is that missile launch was there, but it was not a, he was not able to launch it the way it should have been. He was not able to launch it. So it was a damn squib or a failure. So you expected a celebration, you expected achievement, wherein it just was a damn squib. Someone or something that disappoints or does not meet the expectations. There are many actors in waiters who are in Los Angeles and they're vying to become actors. But how many will be able to make it? There's so many you can find in America. So they have their targets. They have want to, in the hearts of hearts, to make it big. But everyone cannot be make it big like an actor. So many, and like a damn squib, a cracker which doesn't burst, which doesn't produce merit. The great launch of its new, say, manifesto was a damn squib, or launch of any, say, platform, or for that matter, if there was this inauguration and something went wrong, it was not properly arranged, that is a damn squib. So it is British, used in British English. It can be about experience. It you thought of an exciting experience, whereas it turned out to be not so exciting. It was not that impressive. The way you thought of that this film is going to do very well. It is going to break all the records. It will vie for an Oscar. So that's what the damn squib is about. First, it was making the rounds. Second is between the cup and a lip, between a cup and a lip, between the cup and a lip, sorry. And third is a damn square, which we did. Now, put off. Now, this put off, put on put on is very common. These phrases, put out, have to be used with lot of precaution. So here, an evasive reply. Put off means an evasive reply. It also means to disembark someone from the vehicle. I'll get to the point straight away. So it means to delay something. Especially, I think you should be doing homework after this class gets over. That is, you should come up with nice sentences on the phrases discussed. But how many are going to do that? Mostly we defer it, we postpone it when we don't like to do certain thing like homework and all. It doesn't come easily. Few will do it, but natural inclination is not there. So delay, procrastination, postponement, this is all put off. That means you are keeping the task at the back burner, because you are not in the mood to finish that assignment. Basically, you are not inclined. So delay or carry out, or you defer as a dodge. There was this bird, and it like was about to fly, and before that did not survive. So you see the sight of the blood, and you were wary of it. What I've seen. So all this put off. It put off. Your mood was put off because of the scene, because of the sight. Any accident that you saw, gory thing, or riots taking place, the fights, in the name of anything, any petty thing. So that is your mood was put. So it is one thing is delay. Another is you were in a very good mood. Now you are not in a pleasant state but a sad state. So it also means to, as I said, disembark somebody who was from a vehicle. If they were rowdy people, they were going and they did not stop at the traffic signal, and as a penalty they had to disembark. They were put off from the vehicle. So it can be used in this way also. So can be used as in the experience you have had. For the main purposes, delay, when you postpone or procrastinate, it's pretty common. And coronavirus also put you off because it took you from your natural state. So flu put me off food for several days. And that's how in flu, and when you are sick, nothing is to your liking. You can't eat anything. You don't relish. Then, so far, this was put off. Next is a dime a dozen. A dime a dozen is something which is very cheap, and there is too much of it. It could be used for a person, like how are employees considered by their employers. You also know the state. I hope students you're following. And nowadays, people, they are more in number who want to get employment, and the employers are very few. So that situation. Now, coming to the point, the a dime a dozen. So what will the CEO or the manager or the boss think about the employees who are available in great number? Definitely, they are worthless. They are dime a dozen. So here you can use for people, for person. You can use for animals, birds. This bird is a rare species in your country. But in our country, they are dime a dozen. Then, so this is used for something which is very, very cheap, very easy to get, and plenty. And it is abundance, available in abundance. So nuts and bolts are dime a dozen. Because carpenter will get another for, say, less money. It won't cost much. So dime a dozen, something cheap, which is not rare. So good writers are rare to find. They are not dime a dozen. Good scripts are rare to find. They are not dime a dozen. Good biographies are rare to find. So this is dime a dozen. Next, a mare's nest. So far we have done first doing the rounds between the cup and a lip, then damp squib, put off, dime a dozen, and now a mare's nest. M-A-R-E, mare's nest, apostrophe S. A false invention, a false discovery, illusion, not a true, fancy. He had raised a mare's nest, raised our expectations, but it was nothing. Just like a damp squib. So we can use it in maybe not exact synonyms, but the meaning stays the same. So for propaganda's sake, he raised the mare's nest, that he is into some discovery and all, but it was a mare's nest. So he has raised a mare's nest purely for the sake of propaganda. This will prove a mare's nest. We had these mysteries before. We know that there's so many expectations which are built with this project, but God forbid, it should not be a mare's nest. Illusion, not a reality. It doesn't meet expectation. What are the synonyms for a mare's nest? Disorder, havoc, disorganization, messiness, shambles, and of course, if you take the opposite antonym, orderliness. So mare's nest creates disorder because of it's not a reality. It could be for movies, it could be for a book launch, some expectations were raised of the people, great expectations, but unable to meet. It was not realistic. Next is, which I am very fond of, a chip on your shoulder. And this very many people suffer from a chip from the shoulder. What it is? Being upset for something that happened in past. Mind you, many people are not able to do justice because they are always absorbed, engrossed, which is a negative word, in the past. So here they don't say bygones, let bygones be bygones. To have an angry or unpleasant attitude or way of behaving caused by a belief that the person was not treated nicely. So nursing that grudge still, something which was happened in the past. This most of us do. He had a chip on his shoulder ever since he didn't get the promotion he was expecting. He has been thinking that this time promotion, Diwali time is their celebration, during Christmas and all. People expect that in the new year there will be some difference. promotion. But what happened? He still nurses that. So he is not able to work properly because he has had a chip on his shoulder. That means he is still thinking of the past. Then, what we did so far, doing the rounds, which means to talk about something to many people, to spread it in an exaggerated manner. It is a rumor. Second, we have done, the meaning of that was to reach from person to person, maybe for collection of money or for hunting someone. Next, we did was the idiom we did was a dam between a cup and the lip. The target which is not achieved, which is just there is some time remaining for the completion. It is just no, what do you say? Near cigar, just near it, but not completed. Near cigar, no smoke. So at the verge, on the verge of completion, some award you were getting, some promotion, some money that was coming, some your business was flourishing, but you were going somewhere and you were not able to go. So this is the between the cup and the lip. There are many a slip, slips. There are many a slip between a cup and the lip. So before the task is achieved, don't think you will actually achieve it. Be positive, be confident, but you never know. It was 100% we cannot say. Next, we did a damn squib, which is about a task or an event or a program or conference or some project of yours, which was a damn squib. You planned, you made arrangement for your loan and all, and you just wanted to have yours, but somehow it didn't materialize because for want of funds or something. Then it is a damn squib. Damn squib is mainly when you do take up some venture and that you are not able to complete the way you wanted. It is just a show, nothing else. It turned falls flat, a damn squib. Next was put off. It is also necessary to go back to what we did in this class. So that's why I'm taking the idioms again. Put off is some to delay. The main meaning of this. Another meaning is to disembark a person from a vehicle. Third meaning, and maybe because some rowdy people were there in the train, on the train, so they were asked to leave. They were asked to put off. Then they were put off from the train. This is another suggestion or meaning. And yes, put off, you become sad, your mood changes because you were in a happy state, but you witnessed some sight that was horrifying. So that's put off. Then, like dam squib, we had a mare's nest where you, before, yes, mare's nest, where you thought of inventing something, discovering, for instance, some uh, discovery which didn't come out true. It was an illusion. It was just created, but in reality, there was nothing. So, and the words which are what happened due to that? A mare's nest, there was chaos, there was disorder. Next is a chip on your shoulder. You are not able to forget what happened with you in the past. So it is troubling you in the present also. You were expecting promotion. You were expecting that you'll definitely get a new job, you were expecting that your business will do well, but it did not. I mean, because of something in the past, you think you are not able to do that. So it a chip on your shoulder means being upset for something that happened in the past, to have an angry or unpleasant attitude or way of behaving caused by a belief that you were treated unfairly. It happens now. We think very talented. We are even then, maybe because in the past also ill treatment was meted out to me, or I was done wrong by not promoting me, and the same is being carried. So we connect that way. Next is a taste of your own medicine. Now, most of the times we think what we do, if we do some ill, if we have ill will against others, it will not come back to us. Well, this idiom states exactly the opposite. A taste of our own medicine. Idiom is a taste of your own medicine. When you are mistreated the same way you mistreat others. So, good begets good, bad begets bad. So, it is a negative connotation over here. A taste of your own medicine. There was a company in which you were the boss, and you go to another company. Who knows, you must be on the other side. So that person had a taste of his own medicine. Maybe he did not behave well in the previous company. So this is a taste of your own medicine. You any suppose any wrong meted out to others. In anger you said something which you shouldn't have spoken. A taste. Some other day, it may be his or her turn. An experience of the same harmful or unpleasant thing that one has inflicted on others. An attack of the same manner in which one attacks others. Now, if you have bullied others, then there will be a time when others will bully you, because table turns. That's the meaning over here. His team likes to play rough, so let's go out there and give them a taste of their own medicine. Now, in cricket, what happens in game, in boxing, in other all types of sports? This is not. They get the taste of the medicine, their own medicine. But this has a negative connotation, which is used for the wrong, ill treatment meted out. That is, it has got not no positive connotation. It's really negative in the meaning. I haven't seen a person who had the dose of his medicine the way he had. Excuse me. So there are many people, kings and queens, who were in the reign, but when the another ruler came, same medicine was given to them, same treatment was meted out for their mistreatment. And this one is the top favorite, which I'm sharing with you. Can't cut the mustard. You see the size of the mustard, miniature. So how can you cut the mustard? That's exactly the meaning. Some task which is difficult to do. It could be like in a context of a person, definitely, or it is in context of a person only. Can't cut a mustard means not be able to deliver goods. So there was a resume which was very rich, very good resume. Curriculum vitae. That means your biodata. It was very promising on paper, and when you actually started working, that person actually started working, he was unable to meet the expectations that he raised through his CV, through his letter, the letter which was the job letter, application, cover letter, resume, CV. So we can use this for that person. I don't think, because when he started working, what happened, in the many big companies, they give you time to learn, and in that duration they observe you. You're going to meet people, or you're just sitting, you have to meet people for any institution, and then you will have to cut the mustard. You will be have to deliver the goods. You will have to showcase your talent the way you promised it. So here, if you're not able to do that, you can't cut the mustard. Another example is if some dancer is there, but again, that many shows are there in which they participate, but they are hardly not able to dance. They can't live up to the expectation. That means inability to do certain job or work. For instance, there was a new employee, and the boss says, now please take this guy away because he can't cut the mustard or pull the socks. So can't cut the mustard is someone who's unable to perform satisfactorily, who raised our expectations. Therefore, whatever we can yield, whatever we can produce, we should promise that much, not more than that and not less than that. Can't cut the mustard. Someone who isn't adequate enough to compete, participate, unable to work or operate in a satisfactory manner. The one you sent over keeps mixing up orders and just can't cut the mustard. So the waiter is doing the job for waiter, but he mixes the order. He doesn't know who or which table has what type of food. And it can be used for devices also, for say some machines also. I don't think it can cut the mustard. No, it's of no use. For instance, the toaster can't cut the mustard anymore. Means the toaster, what does it do? So the basic purpose is not meted out, means that machine is out of order. That device or any instrument or gadget. No matter what setting you choose, your toast comes out charred. The toaster is not doing its job. Is unable to work or act with energy and enthusiasm. Can't cut the mustard means he has become old. Now he can't, he is not having that energy. He lacks that energy and vigor. That guy looks like he is 100-year-old. I'm sure he can't cut the mustard. That's why retirement is there, no? Because it is thought that after a certain age, you'll not be able to cut the mustard. So students, in sessions like this, what are we telling? What am I trying to get at or hint to you? See, for the scholarship exam, you have to work hard and you will have to take small steps. English is not our first language. So to adopt it as a second language, we will have to practice it. The way it has to be approached. So this was another session in which I used idioms and phrases. Now, it not only tells you how to make sentences well, but it tells you the synonyms, antonyms, it increases your word powers, it helps to you to include, make good sentences, coin good sentences, because your target is far-fetched. It is not unreachable, but it is a distant, say as to say, target which is just you're fast approaching. So you have to make it a second nature. English, first it has to come to you naturally. So idioms, I will repeat, have use, are useful. They have a literal meaning which is quite deeper than that. So what was the purpose of dealing with idioms? First and foremost, if you'll make, what is the homework assignment for this? When you watch this class, students, make your own sentences out of these idioms and see what synonyms can be used there. Because these phrases are also, for instance, phrases with put off, put on, put out, they're quite intricate in nature. So this is what I dealt with. Now, one more idiom we can do. We have a time for takes a beating. Takes a beating, to be damaged because of performing badly or being criticized. I took the beating when my caterer did not deliver the food on time. So if you are not able to deliver the goods timely, which you promised, then it is takes a beating, means takes a thrashing or scolding. Our plans took a real beating from the review committee. Now, there was this conference, and before the conference, you were supposed to make all the arrangements. And when the committee saw your arrangement, there were some problems, there were some issues that were not taken care of. So you got a badgering, got a thrashing. So that's a taking a beating, to not be able to come up to the expectation, the desired level. My younger brother was always shy, and he used to take most of the beating. That means he used to be from the schoolmates, from the seniors. This is, he was bullied. So takes a beating can be used when you are bullied or when you are given a thrashing or scolding because you did not fulfill your promise. There was some gap in it. There was some lacunae. Lacunae means gap. Their team's inexperience showed on the pitch today as they took a beating from the powerful team from New Zealand. Now, see, cricket match. Who expected earlier that Pakistan is going to beat India? But and anything can happen. So here, one, just everyone felt that India will be the winner, but it was not so. Here, what it is saying, inexperience. No, it is also one of the suggestion. Because of inexperience, people get a beat. That's right. If you are novice or amateur and you just start in a job, you will do some mistakes also in that, but not always. That it is inexperienced people who don't show well. In fact, sometimes neophyte perform better. But if you want to make a sentence, take a beating. Indians really took a beating from the whole nation when they lost the match because they were in full swing. And you must be thinking, most of my examples are from Indian origin because I'm from India. Yes, they are. But English is quite a global language, and therefore everybody is most of the times well versed with what is going on. Like there are movies which are very very, very famous Avengers and all around the globe, everybody knows. And the politicians. Now, that to suffer severe losses or setbacks is take a beating. Being upset for something that this is a chip on the a beating after that period of political instability. So what do the leaders have to? They have to take a beating when they are in rule. Now Joe Biden is in the rule. Donald Trump is not in the rule. So he had to take the thrashing when he came to the say uh, seat that is became the president, Joe Biden. So the sentences have to be again very topical on the basis of topics, which is which are very much on politics, maybe say not controversial, but on politics because the leaders are very popular, movies, then situations like pandemic, coronavirus, everybody is technology, sports, sports, everyone kind of relates to. So it should be relatable. So quickly, very quickly, today's class I've already discussed, but one more time, doing the rounds, it can be used for some rumor, and rumor is never remains the same. If you say something to a person, it is going to be much more than what you said. So aggravated. That means an intensity. It will be much more intensity. Like if anger, the rage would be the extended form of it. So here, doing the rounds, not only doing the rounds, but in a big way. If it is a rumor, everyone will come to know in the office that this person has resigned and quickly got the job also. Or as the person has, there's something, uh, increment is not taking place. Suppose this is the news. So bad news travels very fast. Then first can be used for a joke also. And news of her resignation soon made the rounds, and it wasn't long before another company offered her work. This is about rumor. Then virus seems to be making rounds. Any recipe, as we have discussed, we did the rounds because we had to do a lot of shopping for Christmas. Christmas will be coming up for New Year, which is whenever, isn't it? We're already in October, you can say November is there, around the corner. Then, what round the corner today? Just as I said, Diwali week, next week, because today's 30th, as you know, 4 and 5 big days in India, Diwali days. Between the cup and the lip, on the point of verge of completion, but not completed yet. There's still time. Anything can happen. There's just a small say, it's not a, they say tomorrow only some announcement is, major announcement is going to be made. But still, it has not happened yet. So between the cup and the lips, even something that one feels confident and it doesn't happen, it can be used for some new building that you wanted to take or you wanted to reside in and it didn't happen, or you wanted to make it to the place, to another place, maybe to another country, but you were not able to make because of the circumstances. You, very good example is of corona pandemic. Many people had to defer the plans. So what is it between the cup and the lip? Then a damn squib. A damn squib is a fiasco or event which was started with a lot of pomp and show, but later on it did not prove its metal. It was a damn squib. Then they promised us fireworks, but have produced a damn squib. The great launch of a movie or launch of the actor was a damn squib. It, he was not like his father or mother, ace actors. Then someone or something that disappoints or does not meet expectation, damn squib. Put off, very, very widely used. And put off is your mood gets you put off because of some, you're sad because of you've witnessed something very gory, which is some riots or quarrel or fight which you didn't like, the sight of some accident which you don't can't just look at that sight also. So this is your mood was, you had a setback. Next, put off is when you disembark someone from the vehicle because that person had to pay penalty or maybe behaving in a very bad manner from a vehicle. And next is that is postponement, put off. Put off is also the main point. Postponement. Postponement, usually students, good students will not be doing that, but many students they defer, they delay the assignment, their homework, because they think that will, that is a easier thing to do, something which we don't, which is not to our liking. Then a dime a dozen uh, things which are, or people who are available like employees in we have many IT professionals today, so IT boom is there. So dime a dozen employees are dime a dozen. So maybe people, if the employer will treat them, would treat them like that only, dime a dozen, because they're easily available. Labor is easily available in India, which is not abroad, but in India it is available. And next, we can say dime a dozen for birds also, not so rare, uh, but not the special ones. And nuts and bolts, cheap things which we can easily buy and where uh, abundance is there. The next is a mare's nest, an invention or discovery we thought will make waves, and there it will earn a uh, name for us, and it didn't happen and takes a beating. So take a beating is when you get a thrashing because you didn't do the work or the task or the assignment the way it was supposed to be done. There were some gaps in it, so you got a thrashing. It keeps on happening. So next time you should think about it. Our plans took a real beating from the review committee. Many investors took quite a beating when the stock market crashed. This my younger brother was always a shy, skinny kid who often took a beating from schoolyard of bullies. So in his youth, he used to be bullied a lot. His younger brother. And chip on your shoulder is you think about the past, some bad treatment was meted out to you. And you still think that whatever is happening nowadays is because of that. And the last one, a taste of your own medicine. The treatment that you meted to others, you get the same. Thank you, students.